Okay, and we were back to continue with part 7 of Road 96 right now.
No, you listen to me. What you did is unforgivable. Don't tell me to calm down. You're putting a kid in danger. Of course he said yes. He thinks this is all a game. You don't want to go down this road. Don't tell me to calm down. You're putting a kid in danger.
Spare any change?
Now get out
Listen
of
to
my
me
face,
now.
Brigade.
Leave Alex alone.
Oh, he's talking about
I
Alex.
could care less that you all voted on this.
It's a Tyrak poster, but it's already defaced. Like to make sure that I don't accidentally ever... Ooh, pick lock. I think I will. Okay, that screaming in the background sounds promising. Tyrak. Yeah, let's pick the back lock. Usually I always go into the place and then I'm like, oh, I can come back and do
Are
the
you for real?
lock pick afterwards. All right. Nope, John
That
is still...
isn't the problem. You're putting his life in danger.
Okay. Steal. I will steal it. Oh, I got red negative karma points. Open. Take the car key. Dear Marilyn, I hate being used by Brigade scum. As a patriot, I want to call the hotline. That's my duty. But I fear what they will do to me, or to you, or to our sweet Rutabaga if I do. Oh, how I wish I was a stronger man. How I wish I was like Tyrak. Sincerely, Randolph. Randolph, Marilyn, and Rutabaga is probably a nickname. I cannot... Oh, by the way, the curls of the poster making like devil horns over that, that is, that's very... Maybe it's Oh, look, a red baseball cap after your political candidate. Take paper. I don't know what paper that is. Look, man, I need the cash. Okay, we've cleaned this place out. Paper. Oh, it's like a paper ball. Like unfold paper. This is a letter to inform you your shop will now be run by the brigades. We know where you and Marilyn and your dog Rutabaga, cute name by the way, live, so don't do anything you could regret. Okay. If the moral of this story is supposed to be both sides do it, no they don't. Oh, yeah, you know what? Money comes and goes pretty quick in the world of Road 96. So let's have some juice, which will be both calories and hydration. Maybe a cereal bar? I don't want to spend all our cash. Like, I feel pretty good.
Of course he said yes. He thinks this is all a game.
What do you want, kid? If you want food, sorry, only truckers can eat here.
Who's the guy on the phone?
That's Big John. I heard things about him. Shady things.
Headed to the wall? I don't know if that means me or him.
Actually, yeah. Backup security for Tyrak. To ensure his victory, you know what I mean? Now get out of here before I call the cops.
Let's get a scratch ticket? Oh, awesome! Well, that was definitely worth it. Let's not push my luck, though. When you're gambling and you win, stop gambling, because then you'll lose. I do not have an ATM card. Okay, and... No. No, didn't I get a car key? Yes, I already have a car key. I don't need to steal another car key.
I could care less that you all voted on this. Listen to me, Robert. You asked a kid to make you a bomb. Are you stupid? If anything happens to him, I'm coming for you. Got me? Kid, it's me. Can we talk? No. Listen, please. You don't want to do that. I know what I promised you, but you can't do that. Please, listen! Hello? Hello? Oh, God damn it! What are you looking at?
Okay. Let's go talk to John.
Youngblood, come over here.
You talking to me?
Sit down. Please. Listen, sorry I yelled at you earlier. I was just... angry at myself. Anyway, I feel better now that I've eaten a little something.
Glad you feel better?
Well, when I get emotional, I eat. What can I say?
Something big is going to happen at the wall.
Yeah, I feel it in my bones, kid. Something good or real bad.
I sure hope Flores pulls this off.
I wouldn't count on it, Youngblood. I don't trust the electoral system. Hey, I got all this food. Eat something.
I will eat fries and drink soda.
Hey, feeling better? Still look like you've run a marathon in the desert. I got an idea. Why don't you catch up on some Z's in my rig?
So this is really meta-game for me to be like, well, I know that I can trust Big John, but I really can, so... Well, how do I know that I can trust you? Because I'm at maximum sleepage, so I actually don't need that. How do I know that I can trust you?
Well, you don't really. But you can. You have my word.
Yeah, if I'm supposed to be like, oh wow, the brigades took over the gas station or something, did they? Because it's still adorned with like Tyrak stuff all over the place. The guy behind the counter is still like, oh yeah, I'm providing security for Tyrak and his friends. I really hope that Tyrak wins. He's great.
Hey, it's time to wake up, Youngblood. Sorry to wake you like this. How'd you sleep?
Fine.
Glad to hear it.
Okay, so you woke me up just to ask me how I slept. Cool. Then again, he's also got some President Tyrak stuff, and we know John's not in. It's probably cover, would be my guess. Like, oh yes, officer, I also...
That's Robert. He's the guy I was angry with on the phone. It's funny. I once considered him a friend.
A lot of people in the world are very fascinated by this woman. Lots of 1992 posters up around the world.
That's the kid I was talking to. He's crazy smart, Youngblood.
Okay. I think I know him.
Glasses and a tiny computer?
I didn't see the computer, but...
Small world we live in. He thinks I broke a promise, and I did. But I have my reasons.
What was the promise?
I promised to tell him about his biological parents. I knew them. They were in the brigades, like me. Listen, I hate to ask this, but I need your help.
I'd like to help.
Thanks, kid. The kid won't listen to me. But maybe he'd listen if you gave him a call on the CB.
I'll give it a shot.
Thank you, Youngblood. The CB is in front of you.
Oh, okay.
I told you, John, I don't want to talk.
This isn't John.
Who is this?
I helped you at the gas station?
I remember. Yeah, that was cool, homie. I see John's ID on the CB. He there?
Yes.
Man, I knew it.
Can we talk?
Homie, I don't want to be rude, but why are we talking?
You seem like a good person.
I see. He told you what I was doing for Robert then? Look, I don't see where this discussion is going. I'm about to hang up.
Please, don't lose him, young blood.
I'm trying my best. Don't hang up.
Why?
You know that a bomb can kill?
Yeah, of course. But sometimes, people need to be hurt for a good cause. You know what Tyrak's doing to teens, homie.
I don't think appealing to about John is going to be helpful. But what does his potential matter if he can't find his parents? John cares.
If he cared, why would he break his promise? He said he was gonna tell me about my parents, but he never has. Look, I don't got much time. I promised Robert results.
Don't do it, kid. You don't want blood on your hands. Believe me, I know.
I just want info on my parents. No one will tell me anything.
Tell him about his parents.
I don't know where to start.
Names.
Naomi and Stephen. Those were your parents' names.
Naomi and Stephen? What you did? That hurt me, John. We had a deal. I trusted you.
I know. I'm sorry, kid. Please forgive me.
I want to know more. But not from you. I'll ask Robert.
Please, Alex.
Don't go.
No! Damn it, damn it, damn it!
So when I said keep going and then he didn't say anything?
You did what you could, young blood. It's all my fault.
So here is my very specific concern. Now, no matter what happens with the election, Alex and Robert set off the bomb, and that will turn public opinion against Flores and give Tyrak, even if Tyrak loses, this gives him the boost that he needs to steal the election. I didn't even look around inside the car. I probably should have done that. Wow, and this car was a piece of crap. Basically went nowhere. Car deodorizer. Yep, we've seen that before. Let's open up the glove compartment. Take. Anything else than this music? Can we draw this down? Down? Here we go. Sure, Alex on the road. Can't see into the back. Drive to location, hide the car and walk. Why would I do that? This is going great for me so far. Petria Motors. Half a tank of gas. We can, well, what are we, like 500 miles? I doubt that this car is going to get 500 miles. But I've also got $61 for more gas, so let's drive to location. Hide the car and walk. There's probably, again, there's a number of options here to make the trip take longer at greater personal peril. And now that I'm this far into it, I sort of belatedly realize that that's probably the way that you get all of the stories, by taking greater risks. Okay, this will be our most treacherous crossing yet, as every crossing is the most treacherous one yet. This woodland environment, still, as many times as we've been here or someplace extremely similar to here, still have difficulty with the signposting about where you can and cannot walk. But that's kind of appropriate for a woodland area. And this kind of looks like some place that I might want to go. Vote. Everybody effing vote. Seems a bit on the ominous side. Leave money for others. Is that a good idea so close to the fire? Also, I feel like the cairn might have gotten kicked over. Leave money for others. Do I want to leave $60? I like to keep some on me. Crud. It's 20 or 40. Screw it, man. If I don't make it, somebody will. Did the cairn got kicked over? The cairn got kicked over, you guys. Okay, just a picture of people making it to the other side where the sun is smiling. Oh, that's the day that the truck rammed into the wall. Because look, everybody can see it.
Hands where I can see him now! You're under arrest!
I'm trying to back up. I'm so trying to back up. Well, now I should have left all the money. Where am I?
In a holding cell near the border. They brought you in last night.
My head hurts.
They beat you. That's why. But you should start to feel better soon.
Is it just the two of us?
No, there are other cells here. Guys, say hello!
So what's your story?
A guy called the cops on me at a gas station. There was another teen there. Must have been arrested too, but taken in a different car.
If he knew how to get out of here, I feel like he would have shared that information, or better yet, just been absent.
Too long. I just want to get it over with.
Get what over with? I'm trying to make sure that I select the right
Getting
thing.
transferred to the pits.
Pits, are you sure?
Well, you know, that's where crosses end up, isn't it?
I may have missed the starter day. That was either 6 or 7 days, I think. Maybe 5 or 6.
Get your hands off me!
Where are you taking him?
Your friend's been chosen for a new treatment. We'll turn him into a good teenager yet.
A good teenager. Max! Fuck it. I would have done that on day 1 personally. Rest? Is that all we've got? There doesn't seem to be anything to do but rest.
Wake up!
What's happening?
You're being transferred to the pits. Now get up!
What's all that noise? I'm trying to get there.
Demonstrations. It's election day, and scum like you want to make trouble.
You need to go!
Now time to get you in the truck.
Go, go, go!
Max, are you okay?
Quiet back there!
Max! Max!
They fried him, man. I don't know if he can talk now.
I don't know if we're supposed to see or do something. Probably look out the back there. The prophecies come to pass. Things are terrible at the wall. Talk to me, Max.
Do I know you?
I can no longer move the camera, just so you guys know.
What are they doing?
They know we're in here, right?
Stop that! Get your hands up! Stop!
What was that? A prison van has just been flipped over.
Go, go! Get him out! Everybody, to the wall! Where the hell is Robert?
Big John, did you see Alex?
You saw Alex? Where is he?
At the wall.
Kid, come with me. I gotta find some work. This way, young blood! There's an opening up here. Alex! What are you doing?
John? Don't get any closer. I'm warning you.
Don't do it.
Stay out of this. This is for the brigades. For my parents.
Your parents wouldn't have wanted you to give your life, Alex.
How do you know? Robert said...
Robert is a liar!
No, you're the liar. You promised me that you'd tell me about them.
Alex, you don't understand.
I do understand, John. You wasted my time. And you're wasting it now.
Your mom and dad, Alex. Naomi and Steven. They built it.
Built what?
The first bomb. We were gonna use it. But there was a problem at the last moment. That's when Connie and I, my girlfriend, tried to take Tyrak out in the truck. We'd worked too hard to come up empty-handed. But we missed. And Tyrak detonated the explosives on the peak.
And my parents were killed.
Yes. And Connie. And so many others that day.
Why didn't you tell me this sooner, John?
I thought it'd radicalize you. Push you to build the bomb. And I didn't want you to hate me.
Then I should activate this bomb. To do what my parents couldn't.
They wouldn't have wanted you to die for this, Alex. Believe me. Alex won't listen to me. Can you talk to him? Please, Youngblood.
I guess please don't do this.
Why are you interfering? Nothing will change without sacrifice.
Listen to John this once.
John doesn't know anything. Nothing he'll tell me anyways.
They loved you, Alex. They loved you more than the world. You hear me?
It's not fair! They're gone! And I never got to know them!
I know it isn't. But if you activate this bomb, you'll be taking someone else's parents away.
I guess you're right. There. I disarmed it.
Oh, I'm so proud of you. Come on, Liz.
Don't move! Hands up and turn around. Slowly. Hands up, I said!
Mom! Don't shoot!
Alex?
Your mom's a cop?
Get out of here, Alex.
That voice.
Wait. Papa Bear? No!
You know each other?
Yeah. Turns out I've been chatting on the CB with the very person I was after.
Well, it's not great for me either. The woman I love being a cop and everything.
Love.
Yeah. Love.
Ha! Don't make me laugh.
Listen, I'm sorry I stood you up. I chickened out.
You think I care about that now?
My mom and Mr. Ursus were gonna go on a date? My mind is gonna explode.
Alex, I told you, get out of here!
Listen to your mom.
So, how do you know each other again?
I did some work for the brigades, for info on my bio parents. John knew them.
Yeah, right.
It's the truth. My girlfriend and I were friends with Alex's parents.
Your girlfriend?
She died in '86. I've been trying to protect Alex. You gotta believe me.
You're not doing a very good job, are you? Take a look around. How many deaths are you responsible for because of that radio?
But I've made some terrible decisions. Not a day goes by that I don't regret them.
Ah, boo-hoo! So, what am I supposed to do? Let you go? Is that it? Well, I can't! I'm a police officer!
Please, Mom! Lower your gun!
Get out of here, Alex!
Drop the gun!
Alex, stop!
Get away from him!
John!
Supporters on the other side of the wall have broken through and are now fighting the border forces with the brigades. Could this be it? Is the revolution really happening?
Fuck it. Join the fight.
Now might be a good time to go, sir. Kid, stop! Zoe? Fire at will. Sir? Do
The uprising that started that day spread to most of Petria, ensuring a fair, democratic election. Flores won by a landslide and promised to repeal much of what Tyrak had done. Tyrak was arrested and tried for his crimes. The iron pits were closed, and the wall came down as well. Though it's far too early to tell what the future of my country holds, for the first time in many years, there is hope. And that, at the very least, is a good place to start.
So many things. Story by the whole team. Okay, among other things, oh boy, it's one of those cases where I sort of feel like I want to try to notch the volume down a little bit, but I'm also very concerned that attempting to interact with it will cancel the credits, and I very much don't want to do that. Oh, gosh. Yeah, see, this is too loud to talk over, so... I also don't think that the credits are going to be super long, so let's... Okay, we're already into translation and proofreading. Let me try to notch it down just a touch. I'll be right back here. Okay, hopefully that didn't generate too much difficulty and, you know, took the volume down significantly. A few thoughts. This is going to be tough to work through because that was a lot that it threw there at the end. Just to start somewhere, that cannot be the best ending. I don't feel like I got a bad ending in that Tyrak was defeated electorally and then arrested for his crimes and the pits were closed. But it would be very surprising to me if the true ending, if the perfect ending involved John and Zoe getting killed. Also, I did not think that that's how Zoe was going to utilize her freedom on the other side of the wall. Remember that she had documentation. This is something that just doesn't get said at all, and I was really surprised about that Zoe carried with her physical documentation that Tyrak and his administration had been the one that had set off the bomb. I thought that she was going to carry that to the neighboring country and then release that information, and that would help to sway the results of the election. I was really gearing up for a news release would come out from across the border. It would feature this evidence. Sonia would go into a brief bit of denial, and then through the interactions that she had had with other people, it would... HP Omen. Is that why they're Omen abilities? Okay, moving on. I thought that that's the way that was going to go, and that one of the pivotal cases, one of the pivotal decisions would be to get Zoe across the wall. That character in like episode 4, episode 5 sacrificed themselves in order for Zoe to make it across. Hold on, it has gone to black here as the credits have rounded out. We want to see if there's anything else in here. But then it just doesn't come up. Like, there's no mention of that evidence or that release of information. Now, maybe that's because I didn't finish Sonia's story. Zoe's story was the only one that got finished. Everybody else ends in the low to mid 80s. And then you can do New Game Plus. I don't anticipate doing a New Game Plus maybe I will check it out, and if there's something that I feel like is worth sharing there, then I will. But let's talk about the game that was. And I also maybe want to go to settings or something that doesn't have that static, because I'm concerned that that might be distressing for people. Can I go back? What happens if I... It's New Game Plus? I just want to go to some setting that doesn't have this static on the screen. I'm going to see. So if it doesn't make me press a button here, but then again, that's completely dead silent. Hold on, can I pause it? Let's see if there's anything different here.
Nation's border under National Mountain, the site of the Black Brigade terrorist attack in '86. If you don't remember, hundreds died that day when a brigade truck carrying explosive devices crashed into the mountain, triggering its peak to collapse. In 2 months, on the same day as the nation's election, in the same spot where I'm standing, the 10-year commemoration honoring the victims will take place.
Give us all your darn money, bitch!
Yeah, all your darn money.
Robbery in progress. All cars in the area respond immediately.
Unit 2 here, on my way. Over.
President Tyrak, the man who built the border wall behind me, protecting our nation, will be there.
Protecting our nation? Ha!
This event promises to be a solemn moment, and a time to celebrate the announcement of our next president.
Total BS.
Of course, I'll be there live, giving you the real story as it unfolds. This has been GNN's Sonia Sanchez reporting live.
Okay, that's just straight up the intro again. I didn't know if New Game Plus might get off to a little bit of a different start. I do notice that we are carrying forward all of our percentages, so there would be an opportunity to do that. I'm not opposed to doing at least one epilogue story, but we're going to pause it here so that we can talk through the game that was as opposed to the game that might have been or might be in the future. So some other thoughts there about the finale. This game has a, let's say, a simple and stylized presentation, which is my way of saying it's from a technical perspective, from a graphical and sound presentation perspective, it's very basic. And I don't mean that in like a pejorative way, but they are doing the most with the tools and the team that they have. This is not an Assassin's Creed game. This isn't produced by EA. Like, this is a small team. I'm not sure what engine this is, and they are doing the best with tools and going with a very highly stylized look. And I didn't feel very frequently throughout the playthrough that served them poorly until really the end there. That whole scene with Alex, John, and Officer Fanny, where it's sort of like in on her, and then she's like, stop, stay away from him. And then it sort of shows John sort of like over there, a little bit out of frame. The whole blocking is really weird, and he takes a step forward, and then she shoots. What, if anything, was he supposed to be doing during that time? I'm actually not sure. It's implied that it looked to me like he was just standing there with his hands raised. Alex was just standing there. Neither of them made a move until like maybe John took one step, and then Officer Fanny shot him. Now, it was established for me very early in the playthrough that Officer Fanny is very quick on the trigger. That is her name. Yes, Fanny. Just double checking. Remember that the first time that we ever interacted with Officer Fanny, my first character was riding in a bus. A couple, like the person driving the car, the vehicle, like asked her a question. She immediately whipped out her gun. And it's like, okay, that's a super weird thing. Like if she gets even a little bit nervous, her first action is to draw her sidearm, which I think makes her an awful police officer, like just super dangerous. Officer Fanny absolutely escalates multiple situations in the playthrough, and there's times where that's justified, and actually I'd have to really think about times that that's justified, because let's think about the time that happens. When she pulls the gun inside the crowded van, despite the fact that no one is threatening her, no one's even like talking to her aggressively. They're just like, yeah, we don't really like Tyrak very much, and we don't think that you should arrest that kid and bring them to the pit. Like, not even like really getting her, just immediately like draws back the slide lock on her revolver. I don't think that's the right phrase, but just switches off the safety would have been a better thing to say there. She's super nervous. Then there was the time, remember when like my character's like 15 years old and Officer Fanny's like, hop in, you drive, and we go on this like high-speed chase through like this like winding desert road after the people that threatened her. Officer, you are also capable of driving. Like, if you need to commandeer the vehicle, go ahead, but maybe don't have the teenager drive for you. From a gameplay perspective, it's great. Like, you might be thinking, well, what would you prefer? To not have the gameplay and she just rips off, like roars off in the car without you? The thing is, though, that narratively that would have made more sense. I didn't make the decision to have my character be 14, 15 years old, and it just doesn't make a lot of sense for an officer to be doing that. And then, like, then there's times where, like, when she gets a chance to, like, calm down and like think it through, she's a fundamentally good person, and I like Officer Fanny, but man, she has a hair trigger and gets set off really, really quickly. Just to like read through some of the other people here, Alex was annoying as shit. Just like incredibly irritating. But then you get that scene, and one of the scenes that I assure you I will carry with me after having finished Road 96 is Alex on the side of the road at the phone box after he has that conversation, and it's just this like side view of him like walking away in the rain, and like he gets very emotional over his bio parents, and I feel like that's the scene in my memory, that's the scene where we sort of learn what Alex is all about. And I think that a lot of this like, yo, what's up, home slice stuff that he does is a lot of fronting. I think that Alex, it's not so much that he wants to be cool, it's that he wants to be like someone. He wants to have an identity, any identity, and he's sort of chosen this one because I feel like Alex doesn't know where he comes from. So he sort of like adopted this like rebellious teenager. Also, like, is Alex 13, 14? Alex is very much on the young side of the cast. I mean, like, not only the main cast, but like even the other like crossers that we see. Alex comes across as being a lot younger than a lot of them, so doesn't really have an identity, has sort of chosen this one, is clearly very smart, and like there's sometimes you'll encounter characters just trying way too hard to be cool. I think with Alex it's just trying so hard to be someone, to have their own identity, and I feel like that the one that Alex has chosen is incredibly annoying, and I didn't want to complain about it too much during the playthrough because I think that that's intentional. But yeah, there we go. Only slightly less annoying were Stan and Mitch, but they just come off as huge dumbasses. Like, again, they're just dumbasses. It was interesting the fact that their whole mission was saving Sonia from Jared, and they don't know who Jared is, but they're trying to like piece together where the attack is coming from. They're right. Based on the fact that that's their goal, I don't really know why they wear ski masks and like steal money all the time, except that they don't hold down jobs and need some way to finance their day-to-day operations to try to stop this assassination attempt. Jared's backstory of mourning and being unable to get past the death of his daughter is very relatable, and just based on the intro that we just saw again for the second time as I hit New Game Plus, it was not a revelation to me that he was going after Sonia, not Tyrak, that Jared is broadly apolitical, but rather, you know, grinding his own axe over the death of his daughter. As much as anyone in this cast, 100% understand his motivations. That's different from agreeing with them or saying that like they're justified, but I understand where he's coming from and that he is just locked in this cycle of grief and feels like vengeance is his only path out. And look at the scene that we got in this episode. He tried for a different path, tried talking it through, tried taking his aggression out on something else, and it just didn't work. Because nothing will work, because nothing will ever make it better. And he can't get past that. So I get Jared. I get why Jared is mad at Sonya. The real revelation, the real twist to it was the revelation that Sonya knew Lola, had tried to save her and was unable to. And at least in my headcanon, that's why she is an absolute unquestioning supporter of Tyrak. Now, she is a very dangerous form of reporter, someone who just breathlessly, thoughtlessly repeats the propaganda of the state, dressing it up as news by sitting behind her table and having the graphic over one shoulder. It's weird to me that in the studio she's holding a hand mic, but again, Petria is not the United States of America. I don't think Petria is any place specific. Like, I don't think that it's modeled after a specific country at all, but rather is intended to be a melange of, you know, state-run authoritarian cultures and where people might be trying to escape over the border. That said, and we'll get into the politics of it in a second, but I understand where she's coming from. Again, I understand where Jared's coming from, and I actually understand where Sonya's coming from. I had no tolerance for her. I found her absolutely insufferable and thought that she was an awful person until I realized that she was motivated by her first-hand experience on the day of the attack, and that, like, broke her really, really badly. So now there is no information that anyone can say about Tyrak, no new pieces of recontextualization that can enter her, that she's not like, but the Black Brigade set off the bomb. They killed everybody right in front of me. I remember Lola and being unable to save her. Nothing is able to penetrate that anymore. And that's why I thought that Zoe down here, I thought that her information might get through. I thought that, her saying, like, revealing the information that Tyrak had set off the explosion, that might finally course correct Sonya, and that Sonya would then turn her show into anti-Tyrak propaganda. Not propaganda, but like reporting. Maybe she would actually become a reporter and start talking about the pit, talk about the other things that she knows. It didn't happen, and maybe that's because I didn't finish all of the stories, but that's why I thought that. It's not that Sonya is a sympathetic person, but she is an understandable person. Same with Jared. On at least one story, Jared straight up murdered a teenager in the back of his cab because that teenager watched one of his videos. Like, Jared's not a good guy, but I understand why he's not a good guy. The only person here that I don't know that I have anything really to say about Stan and Mitch. They were dumbasses. I guess, I'm trying to remember if they were literally Sonya's family, or were simply people that Sonya knew really well. Maybe they grew up together, came out of the same neighborhood. There was a revelation there, and the only thing I don't know, like, I think Sonya references them as family, but I don't know if she means that literally, like they are blood relatives or something. And then there's John. John, who is a Black Brigade, is motivated against some of their more violent tendencies, and also wants to save Alex from a course of action there at the end that he knows will be hugely destructive, not only to the people at the wall, and also Alex himself, but also to the movement. I feel like John came to the same realization that I did pretty early on, when I had a character that was like going, yeah, let's go violence, let everybody do violence. That was actually driving more support towards Tyrak, because it was making the Black Brigades out to be the less reasonable of the two. If there's going to be violence, and some of it is state sanctioned and some of it is against the state, I feel like a lot of people are more likely to say, oh, well, those non-state terrorist actors, they're terrorists, that's how it's going to be framed in the news, that's going to be an easy narrative to sell. And that was around the time that all of the characters that I played started going, no, vote, you gotta vote, get out there, vote, you gotta vote, vote. And we saw those poll numbers moving more and more and more towards Flores being in the lead. I feel like John came to that same realization and realized that the Black Brigade actually setting off bombs this time was going to greatly damage their cause and their credibility. So that's how I caught there. The revelation that John had been accidentally courting Officer Fanny and then realized that she was a cop, didn't see it coming. It was a fun way to tie the characters together. The fact that John lost his girlfriend at the peak, again, makes him a very understandable character and a much more admirable one than a lot of these. Because remember, Sonya saw a girl die and she became hardcore into Tyrak. Jared lost his daughter, the same girl that Sonya saw lost, and just became like completely broken in a way that all he has is this cold rage that's just there all of the time, and he can't do anything except plot his revenge. John also lost someone, but John took that as an opportunity to try to find something that he could do about it, and when he saw the Black Brigade skewing into a direction that was more violent than was going to be helpful to the ultimate cause of ousting Tyrak, then he was like, no, we have to stop, we have to go back, this isn't going in the right direction. And then finally there's Zoe, who was difficult to treat as to feel was a very sympathetic character until, like, at first it felt like Zoe was just like living her best life. I'm just out on the road partying, having a good time, not worried about anything, not involved in anything that's going on. And I do feel like for a while that's all there was. Just, well, my father is the Ministry of Oil. I'm sick of being under his thumb. I can go out and I can sort of be fearless because ultimately I can just say to anybody, well, don't you know who my father is, and go home. Like, that was the sense that I got of Zoe up until she was being arrested and revealed that she had this documentation, and then we helped her get out. There was one particular run, and I don't remember which episode or which character it was anymore, but like, my character was trying to help her. I failed very, very badly and wound up getting arrested. And Zoe's like, well, I guess I'm going to have to go back to my father. And my character's like, well, what about me? And she's like, oh, yeah, you're going to the pits. Sorry about that. It's like, oh, awesome, Zoe. Thanks so much for your sorries. Zoe, almost of the group, frequently came across to me as being the least sympathetic because it feels like she could have done something more. But as I learned more about the story, who was she going to turn that evidence over to? It certainly wasn't going to be the local national media like Sonya. She's got to get across the border to turn it in. She did, and then she came back only to get summarily murdered. That super sucks. That's not what I would have wanted for Zoe. But yeah, Zoe was sort of like, there was something about Zoe that came across as being very frivolous, where she's an awesome road trip partner to have, and probably an awesome friend to have, as long as you guys aren't up to anything too serious. Like, that's the other thing. Like, Zoe ditched one of the characters at one point. Like, oh yeah, I figured, like, you know, it'd be better if we just went separately. How is that going to be better? It might be better for you, Zoe, that you don't get too close to anybody, because that sort of feels like one of your things. But otherwise, I was just in it for, like, some companionship to get, you know, closer to the border or whatever. But that's not to say that I disliked Zoe. I think that Zoe, both from, like, a character performance standpoint and from a voice acting standpoint, felt like the character that was the most consistently presented. I continue to feel like, especially on-air Sonya, had a quality that sounded AI generated, like AI voice, even though we did get a section there about, like, all of the voice actors that worked on it. So yeah, I didn't dislike Zoe. I feel like my character, like a number of my characters would have really disliked Zoe. Like, here they are fleeing from home, trying to get across the border, trying to find some place where they can have a better life and not be put into the iron pit. And here's Zoe just like, tra-la-la, having a great time. That's how I felt about Zoe. In terms of, like, the gameplay mechanics, I like the fact that it took me a while to realize that some of the actions that I would actually have an impact on the election. and I started sort of like veering in that direction towards trying to get Flores in there. There were a few occasions, including just this episode, where I just couldn't necessarily figure out what to do. Another example was in the scene that I just described with Zoe, where she's like, can you make a distraction? I really tried. To this moment, you guys, I don't know what I did differently. I siphoned off some gas, and then I was bringing the gas over, and the people came, and I want to say that I started up a generator or like took down the transmitter. I did something that caused some sound, and then they came and were like, oh, let's go look in the shack. I feel like the way around that was not to hide in the shack, but then again, I don't know where else I would have hidden. And maybe I'd be fascinated if anybody made it through that successfully on their first try without knowing anything about it. And then there's the element of Road 96 that I don't know about, which is what happens when someone else is playing, when they answer those questions at the beginning of the playthrough differently, when they have a different start and a different middle point, a different end point. What is their journey like? How do they perceive the characters? What do they learn, and what do they think about the conflict in Petria? I think that's really interesting, because fans of the channel will know I am not a big believer in the, oh, your decisions, quote, don't make any difference. And I see that a lot in the conversation about narrative games, because they do make a difference if they affect your perception of the events that are going on. And I can think of few games that are better ready to test that theory than Road 96, where as far as I know, everyone's journey in every episode is going to be different, that there's a level of procedural generation that's happening here so that everyone who plays gets a different experience. And one of the things that I'm the most interested in will be to see other people's playthroughs, hopefully including Mr. Haseo Ryu, who had donated this game because they were curious in my thoughts on it. I really want to see other people's playthroughs now. I want to see what they had to say about it, and to try to work out, if I had their experience, would my opinion of the characters and the journey be different? I think that'd be really interesting to know. Aside from that, let's see. The voice acting was adequate. I didn't get the sense from any of this that, like, wow, I was really impressed by that performance. And I don't know if that was sort of they went with local voice actors, if they went with non-native English-speaking voice actors, if they just went with like amateurs or ones that were more affordable to them. I don't want to say anything negative about them, but this was not a telltale game for me in terms of like the quality of the voice acting. I feel like that comes across as pretty negative. It didn't detract from the experience quite as much as like that shooting scene, just the way the shooting scene between Officer Fanny and John was shot. I don't know why she pulled the trigger. Then again, I don't know why she draws her gun. Officer Fanny is just so... I just can't get over how ready she is to like pull that weapon out under any circumstances. Especially when like Alex is standing like off to one side. John is making I need to not get wrapped up in this. I really wanted... If I could have gotten an ending where Senator Flores won, and then John and Zoe kind of died by her own decision to come back. Like, why are you even there, Zoe? Why are you at the wall? But John just died for nothing, for no reason. I hope that Officer Fanny faces some sort of consequence to that. Stan and Mitch, it's hard to be too mad at them because they didn't do a lot of actual violence. They would like kick people over and steal money, but other than that, I mean, the system that they're working in is so corrupt. It's like, I don't care, man, steal a bunch of money. The difference does it make to me what they're doing? And they're not wrong. Sonia, who they apparently know personally and care about, is in danger from Jared for reasons that aren't particularly clear and are totally unjustified once you learn more about what Sonia was doing that day. So, yeah, I don't know. I'm more cross with Officer Fanny at the end of it than I am with Stan and Mitch, just because she didn't have to shoot John. Like, everything had been resolved. If she hadn't shown up, Alex wasn't going to set off the bomb, and the two of them could have left. But anyway, that's my thoughts on the story. And now, Oh, and the music, I really like the music. I really like the soundtrack in this game. The soundtrack was its strongest presentational quality. The graphics and the animation were very basic. The art design was highly stylized in a way that I said early plays well, and I still feel that way. And the voice acting was present. It was good enough to sell the story that they wanted to sell. But the music added more to the atmosphere of the journey and the various stops along the way than anything else. A+ to the music. They really nailed it there. And when you think about like good road trips, I feel like that music is really there. That was a lot, and I'm going to stop it there. We're going to bounce out to settings. I really didn't expect to. I didn't want to start return to main menu. There we go. Any unsaved method things will be lost. Yes, let's return to main menu, and then we're going to call it here for Road 96. This was a hell of a trip. I really enjoyed the playthrough. I found it fascinating. I've never played a narrative game that was quite like this, and a huge direct thank you to Mr. Haseo Ryu for donating the game. I was certainly going to get around to this as I could, but the donation of the game made it all the easier, and here we go. Haseo, to speak directly to you, I hope that this playthrough has been what you were hoping for. I hope that I did a good job of engaging with the game in a fair and thorough manner, and my summation there helped to crystallize my thoughts in a way that didn't come off as overly abrasive or judgmental, but hopefully clear and direct in a way that doesn't leave room for a lot of misunderstanding over where I stand on some of these issues. So we're going to call it there. I am going to be uploading these episodes basically as soon as I get the thumbs up, and yeah, we will make these live for people to enjoy at their leisure as soon as possible. You guys, we do these pre-recorded videos because I'm always looking for opportunities to share a broader array of stories and experiences, and these narrative games work the best when we can sort of really dial into the story and hopefully engage in them in a way that keeps the narrative moving for you guys, as well as still getting a chance to engage with it and not getting distracted by welcoming people and you know, asking them how their day is. I love interacting with you guys, but there's certain genres of games where I feel like this is the best way to do it. So I just wanted to say that these adventures that we go on, where they're pre-recorded, are still all about sharing the journey with you, just a little bit asynchronously. So we hope that you enjoyed it very, very much. We'll have these episodes up soon. You guys, thank you so much, and I hope you have a great day.